So in this lesson, we're going to do some math tricky questions. So let's say you are told to show that this thing it is equals to 120. What can you do? So let's just go straight to the questions. Firstly, let's write everything in exponential form. As we see, every number on the left hand side is in the sat form. We can say 10, or I should exclude the brackets and say 10 to the power 1 over 12 multiplied by, and then here we can change this number to 64 multiplied by 10, or to the power of 1 over 6 multiplied by 81 multiplied by 10, all to the power of 1 over 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 10, all to the power of 1 over 2. Now let's bring the exponent inside the bracket and say 10 to the power of 1 over 2, 12 multiplied by, and then we can even change that 64 to 8 to the power of 2, which will be 1 over 6, 2 over 6 multiplied by 10, all over 1 over 6 multiplied by this. We can change it to 9 to the power of 2 over 4 multiplied by 10 to the power of 1 over 4 multiplied by 2, as we see over there, 2, and to the power of 2 over 2 multiplied by 10 to the power of half. And the last thing, I cannot say the last thing. Now we should combine the tens. There are 5 of them. The numbers that contain the base having 10 will be 10. I should exclude the bracket on this one and say 10 to the power of 1 over 12 plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 4 plus half. Now we can deal with this part now and say 8 to the power of 2 over 6 would be 8 to the power of 1 over 3, which is the cube root of 8, multiplied by 9 to the power of 2 over 4 will be 1 over 2, which is the square root of 9, multiplied by 2 only, because these 2's will cancel each other. Now let's deal with this part. Now the denominator will be 12, because every number can enter inside the 12. It will be 1 over there plus 12 plus this multiplied by this number. 12 multiplied by 1 over 6 would be 2 plus 12 multiplied by 1 over 4 would be 3, plus 10 multiplied by half would be 6. Now the answer could be 1, so it will be 1 over here multiplied by. Now you can change this to 2 because the cube root of 8 is 2. This one could be 3, and then we can write 2 over there. Let's combine this and say 3 multiplied by 6, 3 multiplied by 2, it will be 6. 6 multiplied by 2 is 12, and then 12 multiplied by 10 equals to 120. So that's how you do that question. Now let's try to simplify the following. The thing that you can do is just to factor out this thing at the numerator and say 2 to the x minus 2 in brackets, and then you know that when you divide having the bases which are the same, you subtract the exponent. So it's gonna be x minus 3 minus x minus 2. So it's gonna cause this to be positive, and this will be negative x over here. So those will go with one another, and then we'll be left with negative 1. So it's gonna be 2 to the negative 1, which is half, minus 3 multiplied by, same goes there, having the same basis, we subtract the exponent. So it's gonna be x plus 1 minus x minus 2, and then for this part those will go with one another, and then it will be 1 plus 2, which is 3. And then you can write that, say 2 to the power of x minus 2, and then this can go with one another, and then you'll be left with 1 over 2 minus 3 multiplied by 8. Now find the common denominator. For this part, you know that it's gonna be 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 8 is 24, and then it's gonna be 24 over here. Not 24 over there, it's gonna be 24 multiplied by 2, which is 48, and then over here it's gonna be 1, and then we'll say all over 2. The answer should be negative 47 over 2. That's your answer. Now let's try to simplify the following. You can write this in exponential form, but first let's change the inner part and then write it to exponential form. We could do that at the same time. Say, because it's a difference between two squares, we can say the factors will be p minus q multiplied by p plus q all to the power of 1 over 2 multiplied by p plus q all to the power of 5 over 2. And the lower part we can say p minus q all to the power of 1 over 2. Let's deal with this part and say multiply every exponent for each term by 1 over 2, which can give you p minus q all to the power of 1 over 2 multiplied by p plus q 1 over 2 over there, and then it's gonna be multiplied by p plus q all to the power of 5 over 2, and then you can say divided by p minus q 1 over 2. So as you can see, this one can go with that one, and then we can combine the exponents and say p plus q to the power of 1 over 2 plus 5 over 2. The bases are the same over there. It means we can add the not the bases, the denominators of the exponent are the same. Now we can add the numerator and say 3 over 6 over 2, which can lead you to get p plus q to the power of 3 as the answer. So that's how we simplify that question. Now let's try to simplify, or just to show that that whole thing equals to -2. Let's deal with this part first. This we can change it to 2, or I can say the square root of 2 multiplied by 4 inside, which can give me 2 the square root of 2. I can write 2 the square root of 2 over here, and then now is to make this whole thing as the one thing, because now we see 2 terms. Let me write the division sign over there, and then now I can say I can multiply the denominators, and then the answer should be the square root of 2 the square root of 2 plus 4, and on the upper part I can take this and multiply this thing, which can give me 4 the square root of 2, and then take this part and this thing, multiply this 8. It's gonna be -8 the square root of 2, and then now let's deal with the like terms. On the upper part we can say it is equals to -4 the square root of 2 minus 8 all over 2 the square root of 2 plus 4. Let's factor out -2 into 2 square root of 2 plus 4. The square root of 2 plus 4, and then now can deal with these terms which are the same, the answer could be -2. So that's how you prove that.